Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Flight Room TV episode number 60. Flight Room Podcast, episode 60, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm be your host tonight. I'm here with Remy Please,
Hey,
Simo, Lighthouse, and we have a very special guest tonight. We have world-renowned ophthalmologist and refractive surgeon, medical director of InView Eye and Laser Center coming this summer. Dr. Bruce Anthony Rivers. What's up, Doc?
Hey, I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you guys for letting me come on. I'm definitely honored.
absolutely.
Yeah. Anytime, yo. Anytime.
Yeah.
So let's just jump right into it. Well, let's tell the viewers a little bit about yourself. How did you get to this point in your career? Where you grew up, where you went to school? Give us the works.
Oh man, I'm one of those people that needs to go all the way around the block to get to the corner. So I always do things the hard way. So I grew up in Trenton, New Jersey. Yeah, single parent household. My mom was a waitress, and for me, I wanted to be a doctor since I was like 8, but really didn't see no way for that to happen. Joined the Navy. Under the guise of, the recruiter was like, hey, you join the Navy, we're going to send you to college. We're going to take care of you. And I found out that was a lie. Like, dude signed me up like, 4 years, right? So now I'm in the Navy, 4 years. I'm like, man, what am I going to do? And so I was like a medic. And at the time I was going to school at night, going to Temple University. And but because I was in the Navy, they were like, you got to go out to sea. And so I was like, man, what can I do to keep from going on a ship? So I was like, let me find a job that they don't do on a ship. And I was an eye tech. Like, they don't do eye surgery on a ship. So I was like, I'm good. I can go to school at night. But I was wrong. Like, they sent me to the Marines. So I ended up not being able to go to school at night. And, just kept pushing, man. I ended up getting a scholarship to college and, didn't get into medical school. So, back to the Navy doing finance and budget. Like, lived on a ship for 3 years, deployed like 3 times. And then I applied to medical school again. And when I was in DC, and I got into Howard. And again, the way my life always goes, I was like thinking the Navy was going to pay for it. Navy was like, no, we're not going to pay for it. Army offered. So I told my wife, I'm like, yo, you know what? If I join the Army, this is a good look. They don't do nothing. They don't go nowhere. So, I signed up, Army scholarship. 3 months later, man, 9/11 happened. So, I graduated from Howard, do a year of general surgery, and then I got sent to Iraq. And so I did like a year in Iraq with a combat unit. And then I got picked up for the eye surgery program. So for me, like I've told you plenty of times, B, like I'm just, like I'm like can't get right. Like, things just they never go the way I planned initially. I mean, I get there, but it just seems like it always takes me a long time. But the perseverance and the tenacity is kind of what's always, for me is always, got me where I need to be. So
what point was it where, like, I mean, if you had like all these speed bumps, like what, or I don't know, what was it in you that made you like just keep trucking on?
Man, I always tell Brian this. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people that when someone says I can't do something, that's kind of like what motivates me, And so, there were times where I had like bosses that were like, I had a boss that was like, if I have anything to do with it, you'll never go to medical school. I was like, I'll make sure you never get in. And, stuff like that motivates me. You know what I mean? Especially when, it's somebody who doesn't have, my interests at heart as a Black man. So, those kind of things have always been the things that have motivated me when, and I wish I wasn't like that. I wish I was more of a, I'm just going to crush it because. But like that is something that like throughout my life, it's always something that's motivated me. Is when when you got haters, that's usually I give all the credit to them because they're the ones that have So
You said you was married back then when you was in the Army?
yeah.
Mhm.
So I got when I came to DC at the time, my wife was my girlfriend was going to Howard for law school, and so I got into Howard for med school, and we were.
So y'all was pushing each other for real.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what's
definitely.
up.
Yeah. Doing the Huxtable thing, as everybody say,
All right, so Doc. So all right, so let's fast forward a little bit. So give the viewers like the day. So as a surgeon,
Right.
like it's got to be difficult. To me, I would think every single, I guess, your surgery day. What would go into, what is your mindset the day of surgery? Like, let's say if you have 7 cases and you got to knock out, you got 7 people's lives in your hands that day. It's got to be a different mindset from clinic day to surgery day. Like, what is your your routine when you wake up? Do you have a ritual that you do before you go in? Like, what's the mindset?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, first of all, if you ask most surgeons, the best time is being in the OR. Like, that's the most fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean that's the most. It's kind of I told you it's kind of like riding a motorcycle. Like it's fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
But things can go horribly wrong. So you gotta you gotta really be in the moment. You got to be mindful. And so I tend to kind of just think about, okay, what's going on today? What are all of the things that could possibly go wrong? If something went wrong, what would I do? And I think one of the advantages of training where I trained was I trained in Seattle, and the base I trained at, there was a big special forces unit, and one of my professors was a Navy SEAL who decided to go to med school, and so he was like. He tried this experiment with us. He sent us to, it's called like the Enhanced Performance Lab. And so basically what they do is they send you there and they put these all these sensors on your head. And then they basically try to get you to picture like a scenario going wrong. And you're able to watch your breathing and everything on the computer. And then try to refocus so that you can calm yourself.
Wait, what?
Yeah. And so the example he would always give was you're going on a mission and you get in the water and before you even get to land, something goes wrong, but you still got to finish the mission. And so he would always be like, so if you got 20 cases today and the first case goes horribly wrong, you need to be able to get yourself back into the game because, if you're worried about if you continue to worry about that case, now instead of one case that went bad, you potentially have a bunch of cases that went bad, and so you really have to be able to compartmentalize, but just always kind of go back and after every case, no matter how good it went, when I'm scrubbing for the next case, I'm thinking, all right, that went really well. I probably could have did this a little bit better. It's just like fine tuning, constantly fine tuning. And the other thing for me, honestly, I feel like I'm a mechanic for the body. Right. I think a lot of surgeons look at themselves as somebody special. I'm just a mechanic for the body, and I like what I do. And so just being humble, man, because humble you. If you are not humble, it will humble you. And it's a privilege to be able to take care of people. I really just I love what I do, so to be here, on paper, I shouldn't even be here. So I'm just always fortunate and happy that I get to do what I do, to be honest with you.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how long?
Go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
No, you go
All
ahead.
right. So how long were you? How long were you into the profession before you actually had your first surgery? And then what was your mindset and that you actually had when you went into your very first surgery? Were you nervous? Were you confident? Did you think you were going to be able? Do you think your experience in the military maybe even prepared you for maybe that very first surgery that you had to do? What was that like?
Yeah. So I think honestly, I think what prepared me was being at Howard, man. That was what prepared me because at Howard, first of all, at Howard, it was the first time for me where I saw like a bunch of people that looked like me doing things that I was like, man, like we can do that. Like, so that was the first thing. The second thing was you could just be, right? Like you could just be, and you didn't have to worry about like if this person's being an asshole to me, like at Howard, they're being an asshole. They're just an asshole. It ain't like,
True.
are they being an asshole to me because, you know what I mean? Are they trying to like sabotage me?
Yeah,
well, no, because everybody, so I think my Howard, as a matter of fact, my very first real surgical experience at Howard was my first day as an intern. I just graduated from Howard. I'm going to be at Howard for general surgery. And I'm on like the neurosurgery rotation. And so, first day, I got my white coat on, tie, I'm all ready. And I show up and they're like, yo, where you been? And I'm like, well, I thought we were supposed to round at 6. And they're like, yeah, but, Dr. Dennis is already in the OR. Y'all had like a trauma case. So I'm like, oh, man. So I throw my scrubs on, I run in there. And he's like, what took you so long? I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. So I, jump in the case. And I'm like, man, we are in this woman's brain. Like, this is crazy, right? And so, but I'm thinking like, I'm an intern, like this is, I'm a doctor, but I'm an intern, right? And so, we're almost done with the case, and he's asking me questions. Do you know how to do this kind of stitch? Do you know this? I'm like, yeah. And he was like, all right. And he just pulled off his gown. He's like, all right, I'm gonna have you go ahead and finish. Do this, and this. And then he like walked out. And I'm like, yo, wait.
Wow.
What you doing?
Wow.
And then he came back in. And he was
This
like,
is your very
first day. He's like, came back in. He's like,
wow.
Don't have them call me because you don't know what you're doing. And he just rolled out. And I was like,
wow.
What is he doing? And so the nurse was like, listen. She was like, listen, he only does this to people that went to Howard, because he knows that you've been here. She's like, you're going to be okay. I'm going to talk you through everything. Yo, my scrubs were soaking wet. I was like, freaking out, man.
I can imagine.
Yo,
I can imagine. Oh my God.
So, and from that day on, I was always like, every day you coming in is, you just got, there's no kind of like, I can coast. Nah, you can't coast. And so that prepared me, I think, that whole year prepared me to go to Iraq. And then when I was in Iraq, you just see just horrible things. And, because I wasn't at a hospital, I was actually with a combat unit. So, I was like walking the streets, with the soldiers and, so you just see a lot of stuff and it really, it just really prepared me. Like, there's nothing that I've seen, surgically that I would be scared of,
wow.
No injury, no eye injury that I've ever seen where I'd be like, where now I would be like, oh man, like I'm worried about that. Like, never. Like when I was on call, there's never a time where I would be like, somebody called me and I'd be like, oh man, I don't know what I'm going to do. Cause it's just, I don't know.
You're so used to it.
Yeah.
Well, being on call, like what's a situation where, like, let's say you were on call and there's something like you walked in, sometimes the ER may call you, they may not know a serious situation with the eye until like an actual ophthalmologist may get there. Like, give us an instance where like you walked in and you're like, oh, that's not what you said what was going down.
Yeah. So I was, I live in DC, right? I live in DC and Fort Belvoir is like a little bit of a hike, especially during rush hour. So one day I just pulled in the driveway and they called me and they're like, hey, we got this 2-year-old.
Oh man.
I think it's just pink eye, but like, this is the second time that they've come to the ER. And I'm like, pink eye. And he's like, yeah. He's like, you want me to just tell him to come in tomorrow? And I'm like, nah, like I'll be there. So I turn around and I go back and, when I get there, like I see the kid with his mom and like I walk up to him. I'm like, hey, my man, what's going on? And as soon as I look at him, I'm like, oh my God. Like his whole iris was hanging out of his eye. And I was like,
what?
Why did y'all say this was pink eye? And they were like, well, his eye looks red. I'm like, yeah, but his eye is wide open. Like, what are y'all talking about?
Wow.
And so I told his mom, like, yo, we got to take him to surgery like right now. And
Sheesh.
you know, and so she said that what happened, like it was like 2 days before he was playing in the other room. She heard like a loud pop. She went in the room. He was holding his eye. She took him to the ER. They were like, oh, it's probably just pink eye. And they gave him some drops. And she said the next day, it just didn't look like it was getting better. And so she brought him back and they were like, yeah, it's still just the same thing. And but she said his iris looked weird. And I was like, yeah, that's because it was like he had a little hole and it was slowly coming out of his eye. I know that sounds crazy, but
wow.
Yeah, but I took him to surgery, and he was good. Like we were able to fix him. He was good.
Damn, that's crazy. What is that called? What's the correct medical term for what happened to him?
So he had an open globe, like a rupture. His cornea was like spliced open. So whatever toy he was playing with, it like sliced his eye open. But it was such a fine slice that it sliced, and I guess it sealed. But because he rubbed it, every so often, it opened up and things started like seeping out. So, but yeah. And, so for me, I was always one of those folks that like, if it doesn't sound right to me, I have a low threshold for coming in. Very, very low threshold, because that's happened to me. That's happened to me so many times. Where they were like, "Oh, it's not that big of a," they call me at midnight.
Right.
I don't want to wake you up, but well, you already woke me up. This is what I think is going on, and they'll say something, and I'm like, I'll be right in. Yeah, I'll be right in. And there's so many times where I'm glad I did that.
What's one of the worst I guess times to be an on-call ophthalmologist? Like what time of year is it? Like 4th of July? Is it New Year's? Like what seems to be like the worst timing?
Or even time of the day too.
Yeah, time of day too.
4th of July is always bad, and like Christmas, like right after Christmas, because 4th of July, because fireworks. Like people always shoot themselves in the eyes with fireworks. I can't tell you how many times people like they have a Roman candle and it shoots out and they don't think it something's wrong with it and they look at it. And then Christmas, a lot of parents get their kids like puppies, and usually a few days after Christmas, like a few times I've had like a kid get bit by like a puppy. Like they're all in the puppy's face. The puppy's like
back your ass up.
Yeah, right? Yeah, and the puppy snips at them, and As a matter of fact, that one Christmas. And again, to show you how things don't change, right? So it was a New Year. It was Christmas. It was almost New Year's, and then I got called to the ER. Little girl, dog had like snipped at her face, and he like caught her eyelid. And so I told her mom like, hey, we're gonna take her down to fix it. And at the time, I was on call with one of my best friends, and so he and I were gonna do the case. And so we called the OR, tell them, hey, we got this little girl that's coming down. We're going to be down in about 20 minutes. So me and him go down there in our scrubs, and we walk in the OR, and the scrub tech is like, where the hell y'all been? We got these 2 surgeons about to come down. The AC is not working. We need you to fix the AC immediately. And I was like, oh, well, I'm Dr. Rivers. This is Dr. Crawford. We're the ones doing the case. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yep.
I mean, it's
watch your mouth.
but it was a teaching moment because even if I was there to fix the air conditioner, that's not the way you talk to somebody. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I would say definitely 4th of July, and then anytime kids are getting puppies. Yeah.
Have you ever had a combative patient like in the OR?
Oh
yeah. Really?
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that?
What's that?
I had this dude one time. He was holding his wife hostage in the house, and SWAT's outside. So he's got her by the arm, and he's like looking outside the door. And so she rips away from him, and she runs out the back door. And so he runs behind her. And when he runs out the door, the cops had like one of those beanbag, those guns that shoot like the slug.
Yep.
And so the cop was trying to shoot him in the chest, but he dropped down on his knee to shoot back, and it caught him right in the eye. And he was like he was on meth or something. And so they bring him in, and you know, first he was comical. You know, when I came in to see him, he was like, "Man, you think this is gonna leave a mark?" And I'm like, "Dude, you're like eyes like on your chin, like it's gonna leave a hole." But then, like, you know, I think like as he started to come down, he started to get more.
You need that fix.
More agitated. You know, they handcuffed him. But you know, once they got an IV, man, you can always calm somebody down. You know, give them,
True.
give them some, you know, some vitamin H, some Haldol or something, and that's
Some vitamin H.
they out. They out. A little Michael Jackson mojito or something, you know. Oh man. Out.
So we got a viewer question. Taylor says, "What is the longest you've ever been in the OR for one single case?"
Man. So the longest was 10 hours. That was not a high case. That was a kidney transplant. So when I was at Howard, I was on a transplant team, and those cases they're long. I mean, they're really long. So about 10 hours. Longest eye case was about 4.5 hours, almost 5 hours. Yeah, longest eye case. And that was more so because it was a trauma, and that was because it just, the guy was like using a circular saw and to try to cut off a nail, and he didn't have a saw, so he jerry rigged a drill.
Oh my gosh!
And when he tried the saw popped off and like just went straight across his face.
Gosh.
So yeah.
So when you get a case like that, so of course it's got to be urgent, right? So when you first initially hear about it, do you discuss with a team of doctors like, all right, what the fuck do we do in this instance? How do we go about saving this person's vision, but also saving his life, because that's a life-threatening. So you have like multiple things happening at one time.
I mean, you know, the thing I tell like
in a small window too.
Yeah, but the small window is really to get them stabilized, right? And then once you do the case, once you get them like to sleep, then you know you got you know all the time in the world to make sure you do things right. So you know, I mean, I got my playlist. You know, I put my music on, and you know, and I know I'm going to be
just like any other job, right?
Yeah. You know,
just like any other job, right?
But you know, before you go in, you know, you think about like all the things that you need to do. You know, what order you're going to do it in. Because first, like you said, you know, it's life, limb, or eyesight, right? So saving their life is the first thing. You know, saving their eyesight is of course important. And sometimes, to be honest with you, sometimes even if you can't save their eye, sometimes what you do is just you know, get things fixed so that then you can have the conversation with them later on that like, you know, we're going to have to take your eye out later on, you know, but really it's once you get them stable, you're just going to be there until the job is done, you know. And you know, I'm just one of those people, like if I got my music and I know the patient is asleep, you know, then you just do what you got to do, you know.
So like in these high pressure situations, like in these, you know what I mean, how do you wind down? Like,
oh man.
Yeah, do you ever feel like tension after the day? You know, after have to be focused for so long. Like, do you ever, you know, just when the day's over, like how do you relax? You know?
Yeah, just
or wind down.
Music, man. And you know, and I've always lived a long way from work. So, you know, I usually have a long drive. And so it's just honestly, but music, that for me, that like is always what does it. Is music.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you ever take your work home? Like, do you ever like, you know what I mean? Like certain situations or operations, like it really kind of stick with you?
Oh yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I mean, and for me, it tends not to be surgical stuff. I think that I take home. It tends to be the biggest thing that I bring home with me is when I have to give like a talk or I have to teach. Because I'm dyslexic, and so for me, like the way for me to like prep for those things, I have to like memorize like the entire slide, the entire presentation. And so so my taking things home is probably spending more time on stuff like that. Like, the actual surgery is like, again, that's the fun part. It's all the other stuff to get there that's not as fun, So yeah.
Okay, we got another question. Have you ever seen a case of cataracts or glaucoma where you recommended marijuana CBD? Is that even like?
Yeah.
Is that a thing now?
Yeah. So that's always been a thing.
Okay.
Wait. So is she asking for me to calm down, or is she asking about?
Oh, I think it's
no, I'm joking. I do live in DC.
Okay.
No. So no, that is a thing. That is a thing. Okay. There are studies that show that marijuana does lower your eye pressure for glaucoma. The problem is that the amount that you have to smoke would make you unable to do anything. And so that's why glaucoma drops are much better, because you literally wouldn't be able to function the amount of marijuana you'd have to smoke to get your eye pressure down. Now CBD is interesting. There are a lot of things coming out where CBD has been shown to have some benefits. But to be honest with you, usually you want to do something that's going to really bring your pressure down. Like if you've got an eye pressure problem, you want to bring it down the way you need to, quickly. And right. So, but it is true. People do, have, used marijuana in the past to bring their eye pressure down, but, it's not just a single thing. You really need to be using like drops. So it's a good question.
Okay.
Yeah.
How,
I know you said that sometimes.
Go ahead, Lighthouse.
I know you said sometimes. Something you said the surgery aspect of it is fun. Is there a certain type of surgery that you actually look forward to doing, or you can say that's your favorite type of surgery, or a part that you actually enjoy? Like what I guess even just outside of the eyes, because I know you said you've done different type of surgeries too. Like is there an actual one you actually take joy in doing those type of surgeries?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely. I definitely like cataract surgery. I love refractive surgery. I used to do a lot of facelifts, which I don't like too much. Like, honestly, the facelift, the procedure is fun, but the patients are high maintenance, and
I can imagine. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's just just this high man. I love getting a good outcome, and I like the challenge of doing. Like with a facelift, like my goal was always, if you went to your high school reunion, I would want people to be like, "Oh wow, you look good. What have you been doing?" As opposed to someone going, "Oh, who did your facelift?"
Like,
what I mean? But if someone says, "Who did your facelift?" then they know you got one. But if you're like, but I think cataract surgery I really enjoy, and refractive surgery, because for those two things, people get like immediate results. They're always very happy. And so it's just that feeling of giving someone like better vision is like, there's nothing like it for me, and I've done a lot of different kind of cases. I think the only other thing that was really rewarding was maybe doing like breast cancer survivors, reconstructive breast surgery for breast cancer survivors is very rewarding, because it really kind of gives that person, that confidence back. And so, but cataract surgery, refractive surgery are, for me, I just love it. So.
Okay. Another user question. Have you tried interactive presentations to help with the dyslexia, opposed to memorizing the entire presentation, or you just do whatever works for you?
Yeah. So no. I guess to clarify. So if I'm doing like a presentation to students, I can do that. What they're asking, but typically the ones I'm talking about are like research based. So this is going to be, it's all scientific. And it's a lot of statistics. It's a lot of numbers on the screen. And so for me, I have to have that all memorized as opposed to like looking at the presentation. And so it's just what's worked for me. Because I've tried that, the interactive thing, and if you go off script and then you turn around and there's a whole bunch of numbers on the screen and you're like, all right, where do I go back to? It just doesn't work for me. So
got you.
Yeah.
Do you remember like the hardest day on the job?
Man,
lots.
Yeah, I mean, I guess probably when yeah, definitely when you have like a difficult case. But I think the one day was we had about 20 cases, and I got kidney stones, and like,
oh man,
yeah, and the patients that came from like 4 hours away, and so I had to just like try to push through the cases even though I had these stones. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds bad. That sounds rough right there.
Yeah.
What kind of case was it?
It was all refractive cases.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. But definitely like and then of course in Iraq, a lot of bad days in Iraq. Just seeing somebody that killed or mutilated. I mean those were bad days for sure.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
What's up, P?
Hey, what's happening, man? I was tuned in.
Hey, P. When's the last time you've been seen to see an ophthalmologist or optometrist? Have you getting checked? What about you, Simo?
Honestly, hold on.
About a couple of years ago.
I did get a pair of frames. I had to get fitted for them like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That's about it. Yeah. That's the last time I did that.
What about you, Lighthouse? You been to see an optometrist? Get your eyes checked?
Nah, not for a couple of years now.
Oh, okay.
Man, y'all sound like the prostate exam or something. Everybody's getting all like, it's not that deep.
I got my contact, man. I got my contact.
The doctor's office has such a bad stigma, man.
Not true. True. And to be honest with you, I mean, people always say this, like, I don't like nobody messing with my eyes, and nobody likes anybody messing with their eyes, right? I've never met somebody that's like, please touch my eyes. So I get it, it's not something that people like, so that's understandable. It's definitely understandable.
How often should one get their eyes checked?
Probably once every couple of years, unless you have a really high prescription. If you have a really high prescription, you should get it checked more frequently just because there's a higher risk of a retinal detachment, which can be devastating. Definitely if you have high blood pressure or if you're diabetic, that could be problematic. If you take Viagra or anything like that, you need to have your eyes checked because, I've had maybe like 5 guys go blind. From Viagra. Yeah.
That's too much. They had to take too much.
Can I ask you, was that because of the blood flow?
Right, exactly. Yeah. So because classically, they take it at night in the evening, and decreased blood flow to the optic nerve, and it can cause that in some people. It's very rare. So, 5 people seems like a lot, and it is, but based on the sheer number of people I see, it's rare. but it is something to be aware of.
So do you see like any trends with like, different races, ages, sex?
Yeah. So macular degeneration is a disease that tends to happen more in Caucasians, and that's a devastating disease. Like it's really devastating because once people lose vision, they can't get it back. In African Americans, I think it's more diabetes and sickle cell, like those two things, especially diabetes. And then glaucoma.
Yeah.
Glaucoma they call is like the silent one, because you could have really high pressure and not know it at all. And African Americans are like 17 times more likely to have a high pressure or pressure problems, and it's something you would never know because there's no pain involved, there's no anything, and you won't even realize that you've lost vision. Right? Yeah, you won't realize that you've lost vision at all until you've lost it.
Too late. So,
yeah. So
my uncle had a case of glaucoma.
Did he? Yeah. And it can be devastating. It can be devastating. Matter of fact, I had this guy one time, the patient, and I was trying to tell him, I'm like, hey, you really should not be driving, right? And it was like on cue, like his phone rang, and he was like, hold on, doc. Like, hello? Yeah. So look, I don't know what y'all, like, I didn't even see that woman coming out of the car, and I could hear the woman on the phone. She's like, from State Farm. She was like, sir, everybody said it was clear that the woman was pulling out. And he was like, I didn't even see that woman coming out.
Wow.
When he hung up, I was like,
an agent.
Yeah. When he hung up, I was like, really, like they are telling the truth.
Hey, this
like,
is Jake from State Farm.
Right. Like, he should not be driving. He should not be driving. And so that's probably one of the things that scares me the most, especially because I ride a motorcycle, is that there are a lot of people that drive that should not be driving.
Wow.
That's true.
A lot of people that should not be driving, and that's scary. That is scary.
All right, so like a lot of these problems, like what do you consider like preventative measures? Like is this like a lot of stuff that's like underlying issues, or like how do we get in front of these things? I mean, of course it's a genetic, but like how do we get in front of like the regular, day-to-day type stuff?
Yeah, so the regular day-to-day type stuff. So like we talk about like systemic. So just doing what you're supposed to do in terms of eating healthy, being healthy. Because once you start having systemic problems, they kind of affect everything. And it's one of the things that I like about ophthalmology, because you can diagnose a bunch of other problems by looking at the eye. So if you have high blood pressure, you have. I've diagnosed sleep apnea. I've diagnosed a bunch of stuff. But systemically, if you're on top of those things, then everything else follows. And so you have diabetes, for example. You've heard people get like, toe amputations, or, that same thing is happening to their eye. And so, keeping that under control is important. So high blood pressure, diabetes. From a safety perspective, I see a lot of eye injuries because people don't wear safety glasses, and they don't really think it's a big deal. But I mean, the number of times I've had someone, I have so many stories. I had a dude that was fixing his bathroom, remodeling his bathroom, and no safety glasses. And he had for some reason jerry-rigged his nail gun so that it wouldn't, I guess it was a safety that he didn't want on. And so he picked it up, he was done, and he picked it up and he was gonna just yank the cord out of the wall, and his thumb was on it, and he shot himself like right in the eye.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
Jeez. Dudes doing hobbies like, blacksmithery, whatever, I don't know what you call it, but like
carpentry.
But like this dude was, trying to make a sword, and he was.
Oh wow!
And a piece of metal, like no safety glasses. So it's things like that. It's really, kind of common sense things that you don't really think about. And then the one last big one is contact lens abuse. So, this is a big one. So listen. No, seriously. So a lot of times you go, and this is definitely in no way slamming any optometrist, but if you are told that you can wear a contact lens for a week, or a month at a time, like do not do that. Like
Corey,
I'm serious. That is a bad thing. And I've done it before. I was an eye doctor. I would sleep in them. It's just not a good way to go. And I'll tell you a story. I had a woman. She was like 25. She came in to see me, and I was going to check her vision. So I gave her I was like, all right, let's check your vision in your right eye. And she's like, nah, we don't need to do that. I'm like, no, I got to check your vision in your right eye, and then we'll check the left. And she's like, nah, let's just check the left. I'm like, no, seriously, I need to check your vision. She's like, I can't see anything out of my right eye. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm like, what happened? She's like, it's a false eye. And I was like, oh, okay, what happened? And she was like, contact lenses. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah. So she slept in her contact lenses. She had went out the night before. She got like a real bad infection. And there are certain types of infections where, like, if you're in a hot tub, you're in Vegas, you're in a hot tub, there's a bacteria that lives in hot tubs that will eat right through your eye, like within 24, 48 hours. And so she got that kind of infection. And those infections, you have to actually have them make a special drop.
Wow.
Like, sometimes they use like cleaners that they use in a pool to kill the bacteria, and it never worked. They weren't able to fix it. They weren't able to catch it in time, and so she lost her eye. So it's if you've ever had a corneal ulcer or anything like that, it is not worth it. It's not worth it. Trust me.
So no hot tubs.
Right.
No. Take your contacts out.
I ain't gonna never say no hot tubs.
Take your contacts out.
It's not staying in Vegas. That's where they stayed in Vegas. It's not.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm just saying, don't go to sleep in your contacts after you've been in one. You know what I mean? And that's real. That is serious. That's serious. That's actually one of the many things that I will come in the middle of the night. If someone tells me that this person feels like something's in their eye, and I'm like, were they wearing contact lenses? And if they say yeah, I'm coming straight in, because that could be like a really bad infection. And if you don't jump on it immediately, the person could lose their eye.
Wow.
Like, seriously.
Okay, two user questions. Can contacts get lost in somebody's eye?
So yes and no. People always think that they can get like behind your eye or something like that. So there's a finite space. They can't go behind your eye, but they can get rolled up and kind of be in the eyelid.
I had that before.
Yeah, that can definitely happen. But some people think like, oh, it's going to get lost and it kind of can go. But no, but it can definitely fold up and be under your lid for sure.
And is it good to use over-the-counter eye drops 4 or 5 times a week? This sounds really specific.
Yeah. No, definitely. For allergies, yes. But I would say I usually tell people to steer clear of Visine. And not because Visine is a bad drop, but Visine, they make so many different kinds of drops. And there's one type of Visine that if you use it continually, it actually ends up making things worse. And so
preservatives or something.
It's actually
Johnson & Johnson type stuff.
No, it's not. It's just that it gets the red out by making the blood vessels constrict. So it doesn't really take care of the problem. It just makes the red go away.
Okay.
Whereas a true allergy drop is actually kind of blunting like your body's response to an allergen. And so I've got nieces and nephews that use an allergy drop every day, indefinitely. So it's definitely safe. Yeah, it's definitely safe.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you this.
Speaking of things
go ahead, Lighthouse. My bad. Go ahead.
So speaking of things getting your eye, like I know all of us throughout our lives, you get something in your eye, you rub it, blink, and you just don't know what happened. It just goes away. But like, what actually happens to the stuff that like gets in your eye? Does it? Because in my mind, I always think like maybe it just falls in the pocket somewhere behind my eye, and I just don't feel it no more. Because I don't know how you get it out. You see what I'm saying? So like, what actually happens to like little things that make you eye?
So right, exactly, tears. So typically you end up blinking it out, and it typically you tend to end up blinking that, and that's actually what when you blink. Yeah, I mean that's actually when you blink. That's the whole purpose of the blink, is to kind of wipe debris off your cornea, and then also to like lubricate Yeah, it like lubricates your cornea, and that's why going back to the contact lenses. If you're somebody who has like dry eye, it just makes things worse because you imagine if your eye is dry, imagine if you just kind of rubbed your hand like this all day, and eventually it would be really uncomfortable. And so people that have really bad dry eye, that's why they need extra lubrication, because if they don't, it's just going to be more damaging. But typically you blink it out, and if you don't blink it out, you'll still feel it. You'll definitely still feel it. So sometimes I've had people come in because they couldn't get something out, and it might be like a little piece of sand or something that got embedded in their lid. But usually if you blink and you feel it go away, it's gone, because the eye is so sensitive that if it was still in there, you would feel it. Yeah, you would definitely feel it.
Okay.
Yeah.
With the pandemic last year and COVID-19, two things. How has COVID changed? I guess the overall, like the OR. Like, has COVID changed the OR, like the day-to-day operations when it comes to how you prepare for a surgical case? And two, what effect does, if any, what effect does COVID-19 have on your vision or the eyes?
Yeah, so there's actually been quite a few cases, and I have a doctor I know who actually caught COVID through his eye, believe it or not. Like he was actually he actually ended up with something called angle closure glaucoma, and so he had a patient that was a nurse. She was feeling sick. He was like checking her ear, and she coughed, and she had a mask on, and she coughed, and he felt like the cough, in his eye, and she tested positive for COVID. Very next day, he's like, "Yo, I got pink eye," and like he's like, "Yeah, I just got pink eye," and then that next day he came down with COVID, and then he had all this eye pain, and he went in and he had angle closure glaucoma. And so there's been some cases reported, like in China, in Europe. But yeah, I mean, it's a mucous membrane, so it makes sense that you could catch it.
Right.
There are cases where they found it in tears. So so that's definitely
so crazy.
That can happen. From the way it's changed things, I think it's just made people just more aware of probably things that we should have been doing already. I mean, I think like with the extra precautions that people take, to washing their hands, wearing gloves, wearing masks. I think it's made those things more heightened. Oddly enough, what has really happened in the eye world is with COVID, more people have decided to get refractive surgery because, with the mask on, if you wear contact lenses or glasses, your eyes dry out or glasses fog up. And so there's actually been this resurgence of people coming back to get surgery. Or I think it may be just, people have, they have the time now. People are home. They don't feel as weird about, not having to, about wearing their glasses at home. Whereas other people, maybe their glasses are really thick and they don't want to wear them at work. It's an opportunity for people to get out of it. So, yeah.
Most definitely.
But the COVID thing has definitely just changed a lot. And they're still finding out, people talk about COVID, about the, stopping the people that die from COVID. But what people don't realize or talk about is the morbidity, right? So people talk about mortality, from COVID, but the morbidity, meaning all the things that come from COVID that a person doesn't die from, but they affect. So there's people that have had like amputations because of the small vessels, from COVID. People having problems with their lungs, where they survived it, but they can't walk up a flight of stairs.
Right.
And so there's a lot of things I think that we're going to see as time goes on that are the result of people having COVID.
Hey, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, all right, Doc. Before we let you go, we got we like to for our special guests, we like to do like a rapid fire Q&A session. So
Here it is.
here we go.
All right.
Let's
It's
see.
either like a this or that.
Yeah.
Okay.
this or that.
Okay. Did y'all
Um,
do that with Reba? I don't remember y'all doing that with her.
Nah, we didn't. Shout out to Reba too. It was her birthday yesterday.
Yeah, her birthday was yesterday.
Yeah,
Shout
shout out
out
to Reba. Yeah.
Shout out to her.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Hey,
all right.
hey,
This is the second time doing it.
thank you
but
for
yeah.
watching the show too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, thanks again for having me on here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So Cali or Miami?
Miami.
Miami.
Mm.
Bank
Good
account.
choice.
Bank account of an ophthalmologist or an anesthesiologist?
Ophthalmologist.
Best rap album of all time.
Oh man,
Mm-hmm.
it's a toss up between Wu and Jay-Z. Man.
I knew
Okay.
Jigga was gonna be
All right,
in
there you go, Jay-Z.
I
Hey,
knew
Jay,
Jigga was gonna be in
Yeah.
there. I knew that.
I knew
knew that.
Jay had to be in there. Jay had
Yeah.
to be in there.
All right.
Reasonable
greatest-
doubt.
Okay.
Yep.
Reasonable
Okay.
doubt.
Yeah, classic.
we
was
will
up
believe
there.
that.
You
Yeah,
already
everybody.
know.
Yeah.
That's mine. That's mine.
Versus only built for Cuban links.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. I like that. I like that.
Oh yeah.
Greatest quarterback of all time.
Oh man, Warren Moon.
Warren Moon. Okay.
All right.
I like
Okay.
that. That's
I
numbers
like
right
that.
All
there.
right.
Yeah.
All right. Mumble sauce on the chicken wings or on the side?
Oh, on the chicken wings.
Yeah.
With an extra side.
Yeah.
That's
Put
how
it on there.
Some
Why
on the
would play
side.
with?
And something
Yeah,
on the
I
side.
I got one. If you weren't a doctor, you would be blank.
Man,
Fuck them up.
I don't know. You got me on that one.
Yeah.
You got me on that one. I probably can't say it.
Pimpin'.
There you go. It's confidential. It's confidential.
Type it in our chat. Type it in our chat.
Type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. All right, I got one. Howard Homecoming or Temple Homecoming?
Ow.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, that real question.
Nice watch or
Yeah.
nice shoes?
Ooh.
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 That's a good one.
That's a good question.
The watch.
The watch.
Mm.
The watch.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch
All
me.
right.
Yeah.
I got
More
one. I got
variety.
one. Pink eye comes from like they said, like fart particles. True or false?
In that case,
I have heard that.
probably looking for love in all the wrong places. It sounds like.
Right? That's what it. That's the
how it
story right
started.
there. That's the problem.
That's how it started.
That's how it
That
started.
sounds like a whole
exactly how
other
it
like
started.
conversation.
That's a good one.
Right.
That's another Reba
A
episode
whole
right
different
there.
conversation.
That's what I'm saying. But
Yeah,
you
that's
ain't never
that
seen no
Reba, yeah.
patient on that. That'd be funny if a patient came in like, I was having a crazy night. Doc, I got pink eye, messed around with this.
Hey, so I will tell you, in Iraq, I did see a dude that had chlamydia in the eye.
I know, right?
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Chlamydia.
Don't ask, don't tell.
No, he was nasty.
Yeah,
In the eye.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's the first time I ever heard that.
yeah.
What's-
Not a good
I
look.
know it.
Like, no pun intended.
No pun intended, right?
Not a good look both ways. That's funny.
Hey, man, I really enjoyed this, man. I can't thank you guys enough. It was definitely fun.
Oh
Appreciate
man,
it.
thank you for
All
coming
day.
on, man.
Yeah, appreciate
you.
it.
Got a little applause on there.
Dr. Bruce.
Hey,
Man.
hey, shout outs to Doc. Hey, shout outs to InView. That InView Iron Laser Center opens towards the end of this summer.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget to
Y'all
I'll post the
gonna
link.
be there. Y'all gonna be there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's a big deal.
All right.
Yeah.
Everybody
That's a
gonna
big
be
deal.
there. Be there
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
open.
yeah,
You gotta
yeah.
be. You gotta be.
Your man Keys is trying to be real humble, but he's gonna be the face of the whole practice. So he's trying to be humble about it. So,
All right.
I'm trying
Oh
to
wow.
yeah,
be.
yeah.
I'm trying to be.
He's gonna be doing some big things.
That's what I'm talking
Right.
about. That's
Okay.
it's only right. It's
That's
only
it.
fitting. It's only
Yeah.
fitting.
Yeah.
Well, all right, Doc. I
All right,
appreciate
brother.
it, man.
Doc, yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Doc.
All
All right, thanks, Doc.
All right, peace.
Appreciate it a lot.
Cheers.
Probably our highest decorated guest.
Yeah,
Yes.
easy.
Easily our highest.
That might be my favorite. That's probably my favorite guest so
That
far.
was a great
Yeah,
look
that
right
was-
there. No, seriously.
Yeah.
Like I want to smoke a cigar with him or something.
Just like
Now we got to get Obama on this
For
show.
real.
I got a lot of questions for that motherfucker.
Right, just endless just life experiences, bro.
Yeah, especially man, in,
Endless
the,
life
I
experiences.
know,
in the
man.
military.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, being wise
Military
about it
to
and
an eye
everything,
doctor,
man.
bro.
Right. And he's still
From the
sharp.
city.
He seemed like
From the city.
yep.
Yeah.
And did kidney transplants, all that shit.
Mhm. Where's that center gonna be at, Brian? Is that in Virginia, DC, or?
I think
It's
say
gonna be at the
National
Harbor.
Harbor. Yep, National Harbor.
Oh shit, okay.
that is a big
PG
deal, man.
County. PG
Prime
County.
real estate. Prime real estate.
Yeah,
PG
It's
County.
actually
that's a huge
you know what
deal.
you know what
Did
a
you see
hand
the
is?
background of his house just now?
Hey, I saw that. All I had to see was that mask on the wall. I knew what time it was.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
That's just That's just his DC house, man. That's just his DC house. He got moved.
That's probably the fucking loft. That probably ain't even like no basement, no room. It's probably a pantry on the other side of that shit.
Ah, stupid.
Yeah, and
No,
we're
that
gonna
was
be,
dope.
we, right. We're gonna be there. Whatever, whatever the
Yeah, I pull up.
Mhm.
I pull up my linens. I pull up in my 3-piece linens.
Yeah, you're gonna have to bring out the freshest that night.
What
Bring it out.
Dr. Bruce, I see.
is it? What is it?
You seen this? If he wasn't a doctor, you see what he'd be.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
I ain't bad.
Hey, keep it in the chat. Keep it in the chat. Keep it in the chat. Keep it in the
I ain't
chat.
mad at you, bro.
That's a oh man.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's a real guy.
Dr. Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't even know where we go from here. This shit always happen too.
Wow, wow.
It do. He set the
Stick with
tone
us.
though. That was great.
Yeah, stick with us. Where
Yeah,
we
love
gonna
and
go?
interaction.
Where we gonna go with this, fellas?
What we doing? What we
Man,
doing?
Keys.
I don't even know what
looking
the
to you.
question is.
Hey, look. So this is I saw this the other day, maybe like 2 days ago. They want to get rid of the Destiny's Child's song "Catered to You."
Oh yeah, that's a good start. That's a
Why?
good start.
Yeah, why are people always canceling shit?
You're right.
I don't know.
How you
And-
gonna cancel that shit? Like, what's up with
But
that?
even the reason behind it was like it
if
was
you
a
cancel
form
this-
of slavery and shit.
It was like slavery or
But at the
something.
time, though, like,
Or to being a man's slave or some shit. I don't know.
right? But at the
No.
time, like, Beyonce is like, this is her niche. So like, y'all cancel it, Beyonce.
Mhm.
Exactly.
What?
It wouldn't be
Why not-
Beyonce.
why they-
Wow, songs like that.
Why they not
so-
canceling? Why they not canceling bills? Though? Can you pay my telephone bills? They want
Hey, that's
They want
funny.
cancel this right now. Why
That's
they not
a good
canceling that?
Hey.
So is it like a
Hey.
new type of female? Is a new type of
They
female?
want to cancel
listening
that,
to this?
Joe.
That's what it
I'm
seemed
about to have
like.
that meme up tomorrow,
Mhm.
Corey.
That's what it
I
seemed
don't
like.
even
Yeah.
know, bro.
Right.
Hey,
Was y'all
don't
not in
know,
the car
I'm gonna be
listening
real,
to this
like-
shit?
But this is what I was thinking though. I
yeah,
just
man.
feel
Nobody
like-
had a problem with this song when it came out.
Exactly.
Right.
Nobody had a problem with
I-
this shit when it
I just think it shows a different era in women and how, you know what I mean, they even look at themselves or like look at their placement in a relationship. You know what I mean? Like as I don't want to say dominant, but even just like it was a time when women took pride in that. You know what I'm saying? That was like something special. And a nigga only asking for a few hours. That's a night. That ain't no, it ain't a week. It ain't no 3 days. I swear, like niggas do way more than like. Damn, you can't even cater to a meal and a massage.
Mhm.
You can't do that for a night. Like,
Mhm.
come on, man. I feel like a lot more is sacrificed, like on the
Yeah.
male side, like to even.
Uh-oh.
I don't.
I'm sorry though. You can pay them telephone bills though.
I mean,
Yeah, Bills is
I
still
mean-
rocking. That's number one.
From my point of view, with shit. Yeah, I mean, from my point of view, I think this ain't even really a real thing. I don't even think most women really gave a fuck about this shit. They probably just enjoyed the song. I think it was almost like, like a call to arms. Like some women came out and was like, "Hey, this song is a symbolism of men oppressing women," and women were like, "Yeah, it oppresses us." But before somebody fucking actually said that shit, nobody was thinking about it like that
At all.
Like I feel like every now and then, sometimes I be thinking like, especially because this shit seems to happen a lot amongst like in the black community. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a white woman who be fucking saying shit like, "Oh, this is oppressive," and then it's like, "Yeah, this is oppressive," but like
I don't think so.
Like the shit doesn't be seeming fake. It be seeming like it's like they getting triggered, like and not even triggered. It's like you're getting called to arms. It's like you getting signaled to be mad about some shit you really didn't give a fuck about before. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh yes, another example. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like it's a real thing. You know what I mean?
It's definitely trendy.
Exactly. It's a reason to be mad today, and then 2 weeks from now, nobody gonna give a fuck about that shit.
Right.
You know?
Nah, it was just funny to see like Michelle actually respond to it like in shock and all that. Like
the thing is, this shit wasn't even like a track hidden. It wasn't a bonus track. This shit was a single. Like, why are y'all like this shit was flying for? Yeah, this shit was flying.
And for real, and we will keep it and to keep it all the way real. That was probably one of the random rare songs where women were like speaking about their man in a positive way. Like most songs,
bullshit. Yeah,
shit.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Like it's like, goddamn, y'all trying to take away the one goddamn song where a woman was talking about like being a good woman to the man. Exactly. Look, she said she liked the song.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like nobody, I never heard a woman in my life say nothing negative about that song until this new media, social media wave of being mad about this shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, as a man, I actually like the song because I was like, thank you for not bashing me, or you know what I'm saying, bashing us to make
exactly. Hey, real talk. And
you know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah. Y'all gonna take that one song away from us?
Like, you know what I was thinking too, dog? I thought that was crazy too. It's Father's Day coming up.
Right, just in time.
What a coincidence.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, just a shit all the niggas right before Father's Day. Like, damn, we need that one. That's one you look forward to. A nice birthday, son.
So what you gonna do for your man for Father's Day? Cater to You came out. You know what I'm saying? Now what you gonna do? You just gonna be like, fuck that nigga, because you might have to treat him like Cater to You said on Father's Day. Like, what the fuck is
but
that?
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I know.
Put some Megan on.
If you ain't have the ends and you was just playing in the background, cooked them a nice dinner, had a movie or something, that'll set you off right there. Just that one track will throw you a little bit of a oop. You in the game with that. That's all I'm saying.
We gotta do better. Stop being so fucking offended all the goddamn time.
It's a sensitive time, man.
Point blank.
Yeah, but I don't even think niggas be caring. It be more. I be feeling like a lot of this shit be like, all right, oh shit, Cater to You. Oh, let me go on my social media and act like I'm mad so I can draw attention to myself based off what's trending in the moment.
Yeah, it's
like,
clout chasing.
I don't even think like a lot of these people really give a fuck. They just be clout chasing. It's just like, here's an opportunity for me to draw attention to myself about what's trending in the moment.
Or do the people that be complaining be really
have a problem with the song, dog?
Right.
I really don't think
the
they do.
motherfuckers that be complaining be in situations though.
Yeah, that's what I was going to speak to too. It's not every female that feels like that. Yeah, that's
a good point too.
Yeah, it's probably the ones
they've been watching Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, right, Kevin Samuels.
But the thing is, when girls really fuck with you, they want to do that shit. So I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, how would I like? You don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand that shit. They find enjoyment in fucking catering to you when they like you.
Yeah,
like, I don't get it.
It has to be like just like I said, somebody who's been through a situation, a little bitter, a little unhappy about something. That's all I could think of, man. Because that like I said, that gives you bonus points, bro.
They turn this into some slave shit. Like, that sounds crazy to me, you know. And then every fucking song on the radio, Meg out here, like, tricking on the nigga. Give me that money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden now, right? But then all of a sudden now, brushing a nigga hair and make you a slave. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Shit sound crazy.
Exactly. But you could be a thotty. For the summer, though.
Well, there you go. You know.
Girl,
music is a lot more toxic now. Women are more masculine. Being soft, submissive, sensitive, or whatever isn't embraced openly as much. Yeah. This goes back to something I said a long time ago on this podcast. They promote that shit because they're trying to fuck up the family structures. They want the man and the women butting heads. You know what I'm saying? So they're pumping this bullshit into the minds of the masses in order to cause fractures in the household. And then when you have fractured households, you have communities of people who are easier to control. That's what this shit is all about. It's about control.
Right.
Fuck up the household, you cause fractures in the household, you can control people a lot easier. And that's what this shit is all about. You know what I'm saying? That's why they promoting all that bullshit. Even this is an example of that. Now a woman be like, oh shit, it's Father's Day, but you know, catering to him is a sign of slavery.
Time,
so
bro.
fuck that,
Right.
nigga.
Bro, that's what I was saying.
Fuck that nigga.
I swear.
Fuck that nigga.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I'm
exactly. Don't cater to him, girl.
Right.
It's Father's Day. That's my baby father. So that's all you can say. It's like, damn. Damn.
And then the nigga gonna be feeling disrespected. Then the dude gonna be feeling disrespected, which is gonna cause a fracture.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's literally
come on, man.
the one day.
We gotta
you
see the
know,
trick, bro.
Yeah, that's like for real the one day that niggas might get where, you know what I mean, they can show some love and appreciation. Because you got multiple days for women. They got Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, they fucking birthday, like all types of shit. But it's still all love.
Yeah,
for me.
man. Sometimes
it's still
fuck
all
up.
love.
Yeah, man. Don't let the mass media fuck up y'all relationships, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, simple as that.
Man, speaking of that though, what about the this mother-daughter couple
Okay.
out here in Alabama? No, I was
not
just bringing
couple.
on,
Not couple.
or I don't want to say couple. I'll say tag team. That'll
Tag
probably
team.
be. Yeah, I think that's more efficient.
I'm about to do some reconnaissance on this.
Go ahead and get that queued up.
Backstory. Give me the backstory.
Oh.
Okay, so yeah, Rez, I think you should give the facts on this one.
I mean, this was like on one of them like TLC shows. Where
What? What happened? What did I miss?
I be watching the 2 days, Beyonce, all that. What's on
It's
TV?
basically a mother grooming her daughter. Like,
I don't think she was
on some
grooming her.
groom-
I don't think she was grooming her. Well,
or
maybe
they
I don't
just-
know.
I don't know either. I just feel it. They're sharing men and like having
It's fucking sick and
experiences.
I don't think they
disturbing,
sharing men. Are they sharing men? I don't want.
I don't want to assume either. Well,
I mean,
so
bruh,
break it down.
Either way, that shit was ridiculous.
Very,
I mean, that's what I'm
toxic.
saying. Like, why we over here? Like, I don't want to get it wrong. It's like, nigga, they
Yeah,
foul regardless. Like,
absolutely. I don't want to get it wrong. I don't know.
And this is on TLC?
Carla McCoy, she's 44, and Rakia Lewis, she's 26.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I wouldn't mind seeing any of these damn videos if there is a video. Cause somebody send me a link. But anyway, yeah. So they're so close. Like one shaves the other. Maybe they give points on how to.
The shaded legs? What?
Maybe they
The
give
whole
points.
body.
Yeah, maybe they give like pointers on how they control they like OnlyFans or whatever. I don't know. But they have a super close relationship where, yeah, they're like sisters or girlfriends or any of that shit. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
And they're really
Yeah.
mother and daughter.
The moms though.
That's
So
what
where's
it
the
is.
father?
Mom's just keeping up. She's just
Yeah.
staying hip and current.
Yeah,
That's what I feel like. I feel like it's one of those positions where it's like a
Where's
midlife
that?
crisis almost, but she's still in the game because of her daughter.
The question
You know
is,
what I mean?
are they too close? Are they too close?
What's going on?
I never want to say like mother and daughter being.
It's
like,
just them,
too
though.
close it's just like so open, compared to like maybe what I've experienced with my parents or some shit like that. I can't be like as open, or I didn't grow up as open as that or whatever. But and another thing, I don't think my father would be as interested in my shit like that. So that's why I'm like, that's why I feel like it's just like
What?
I don't know, it's a little over the top.
I feel like y'all holding back. What? I'm not hearing. What's going on with the oh, that's it.
Nothing. They just massage each other. Share
all right,
pointers
so-
on.
They just was
Go ahead, Lighthouse. What's up? What's up?
No, I'm saying, but all right. So, from my understanding, I thought that they be watching each other's sex tapes, right? Is that that's
Yep.
what I was always
Me too.
had to understand.
recently. Yep.
All right, then. So that's okay. So a mother is watching, and a mother and daughter are watching each other's sex tapes together. All right, for what?
Oh,
Exactly.
oh boy.
Exactly.
Isn't that
It's
because
a
that's
sick-
one of those, and that's one of those things that's supposed to be private. Honestly, like I don't know who the gentlemen are the other
It's actually
on the
very
other end.
pedophilic.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
It's
I'm sure they
actually
won't want to be
very-
But
exposed and like
they both grown though. They
that's
both
true
grown.
too,
It's
and I'm
still
sure they agree
weird.
to
Don't
that.
get me
Yeah,
wrong, but they both grown. They both grown, but it's weird. Don't get me
yeah.
wrong. It's still weird. But
And that's why I said just
you know
speaking to
what I'm
like my experiences. That ain't something I'm trying to just share with, Mom Dukes or even
I
Pop.
don't know, bro. All right. So
But maybe
all right. So think
in the
about this, right?
business
All right,
view
so
though.
Go ahead.
In the
Oh yeah, the
business view?
the
From
OnlyFans
a
or
business-
something.
Okay.
Yeah, the business aspect, but I feel like it's more.
they make it.
It's way more to that.
All right, they making money. That's cool. But all right, I'm looking at it from this perspective, right? I don't know how old was the mother. She was 44. Her daughter 26. All right, the mother might still look decent for her age, 44.
Shit.
But looks don't last forever. So it's like, okay, you got a daughter who's 26 years old. Like, why are you promoting her just out here just casually fucking and shit? Not saying there's anything wrong with it, but what I'm saying is like she ain't gonna be able to just be out here forever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why not push your daughter in the direction of some substance, of a real relationship, of something that she can have children, something that's gonna carry on to the future. You over here celebrating, like, think about it. The mother doesn't have a fucking relationship, clearly. You know what I'm saying? Or a real one, I'm assuming. So it's like, why are you not trying to teach your daughter to not end up in the same situation you in? You almost basically grooming your daughter to not have a man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, at the end of the day, why are you promoting her? You know what I'm saying? You pretty much giving her positive reinforcement, you know what I'm saying, to over her. It's not like, okay, this is what I mean. It's like you're watching your daughter's sex highlights on video. You see what I'm saying? That ain't making her a potential wife, a potential mother. That's not giving her anything of substance to offer any fucking body.
You know what?
All
You
she
know what?
gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Her whole life
Yeah,
is gonna be surrounded by sex. You know what I'm saying? That don't do nothing. I feel like she's doing her daughter disservice by doing that shit.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Like, I feel like it's more one of those things. Like, she's vicariously living through her with that shit too. You know what I'm saying?
What's she doing at the
Maybe
same
She
time?
probably don't want her daughter to have a real relationship. She don't want to be
But
alone.
maybe,
I
yeah,
never
like
thought of that.
maybe in her youth or like when she was her daughter's age, because she was taking care of her daughter when she was at 26, whatever. But still, like, maybe she didn't just get to have the same experiences like while doing that shit, or now she living wild and free or whatever. But 44, I don't know. That's I don't want to say it's a
But she
bad
using
look,
her
that's-
daughter. That's what I'm saying though. But she using her daughter. Like, let's say, like you're right. Let's say she had her daughter young. She didn't get those experiences. Now, because you may not have a girlfriend or a homegirl you can do that shit with, now you're gonna pull your daughter into your shit because you didn't get to have your little young, wild, and free time. Now you want to pull your daughter, and while you having your young, wild, and free time at 44, now you want to have your daughter doing the same thing with you when you should be grooming her to be, a potential wife or a mother. Like, that's how I understand. That's not. I don't get that.
Exactly. She should be learning from the experiences of her mother.
Put the volume up on that thing. Let me see this. Let me see this. Mommy, they're sex. So they like doing some porn or something.
No, I don't think not together. It's just, I don't know. Maybe they're creating a brand where, I don't know.
Maybe, what if they just got a mother-daughter porn fantasy? They just living it out.
And I'm sure that's a fetish.
Them videos do exist.
That's a fetish. That's a fetish.
Yeah, I'm sure there might be a level of fetish. There might.
Yep.
And who knows, man? It might literally be niggas out here who's willing to pay top dollar to get a mother and daughter.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? There's niggas out here like, oh shit.
Oh, you know that's a fantasy.
Just to live out some fantasy. Yeah.
Yep.
And they had to be black. Come on, dog.
I mean,
Look at this.
Come on, dog. This shit crazy.
They kind
I
of,
think some of that, some of that gotta be for the camera.
yeah, cozying up for the camera.
Yeah, man. Like that, even this.
That's
going on a
that's
hoo-ha.
weird, bro.
Yeah, she giving her the wax.
Oh, she waxing.
Yeah, she getting her that landing strip. That's just strange. Would you let? That's what I mean. We should ask you. Like, would you let your mother do that to you?
Nah.
Ask your girl.
Women in the comments, would you let your mother do that to you? Let's be interactive right now.
Yeah, that is actually great. Hey, that should actually be one of the like little excerpts for real. Like, would you let your mother wax you?
Probably, but not on camera in front of millions of people, and like it's like you know what I'm saying. I'm probably.
You would let your mother wax you?
No, not me, nigga. I'm saying that's.
I'm about to say, hold up.
Why would I be getting waxed?
That's what I'm saying, though.
Nah, I still say in general. I said in general.
What is she teaching her daughter?
Yeah.
What is she teaching her daughter to mature into in her 40s? What is she teaching her daughter to mature into her 40s?
Can't teach her nothing
She
as of right now.
Seem like
Mom's doing the
she seemed
same
like
thing
she's
as
trying
her
to
daughter.
keep up more with the kid. But mom is
Right.
44. She's supposed to have some wisdom about now. What are you basically molding her to be doing the same shit?
Him said now,
Same
bro.
age.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying?
That's her homegirl. That's her homegirl for real.
Ooh, from the back too.
Right. What?
Mom's a
Look
freak.
at Red.
This is all on the mom, man. Hey, honestly, bro,
I'm
this is
trying to
all
see
on
that
the mom.
tape.
I don't even. I don't hold the daughter
Trying to see
accountable
that
at
tape.
all because at
Mom
the
dude's
end of the day,
nasty.
that's a bond with her mother, and she grew up with her mother, so it's like a certain level of trust. You know what I'm saying, where you can kind of manipulate your child in that regards. So I don't really hold the daughter. I feel like because that's her mother, she's not going to question it because it's her mother. You know what I'm
There'll be some
saying? But the mom is. I think the mom 150% out here wildly. Young mom is tripping.
Oh yeah, she's
Mom
getting
Who's
to
out
it.
here
Mom tripping, bro.
saving
I
lives.
feel like her daughter just don't see it because she loves her mother. The daughter loves her mother. She just don't see it.
That
Mom's
motherfucker
is
got
wild.
Mom's is
I
the
got
top
that cyclone.
1%.
She got that cyclone. For sure, she got that cyclone.
I can see if they was
Oh yeah.
going to like the joint together, whatever. If they was going like to get their nails done or going to the place where families get waxed at together or whatever. But you got her waxing you.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
Hands on.
That's a little. That's
Full blow combos.
a little weirdo for me. That's a little weirdo.
And it said at the time of the film in the show, the 26-year-old was 4 months pregnant. So yeah, so
Oh wow.
there's no man in the
This is a rabbit hole.
yeah.
Business.
What a baby.
All right. Do you think if there was a man present, that should be going on?
Nah.
Nah.
Yeah, let's be honest.
I don't
know.
Let's be real.
See,
Thank you guys. Thanks for being real. Thanks for being real.
Like I said, no. For
What
real,
nigga would let that shit go? What nigga would let that go? What nigga would let that go on? Let's be real, bro. What nigga
But
would
you
just
got
let that happen?
exactly because you know what kind of trust issues they would have with each other over that shit. Like it would be
Nah,
bad.
they're just gonna choose them over everybody.
That's true too.
Yeah,
That's true too.
Yeah, you're right. But at that point, he has no choice in that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but if a nigga had a choice, he's not gonna let that shit fly. If he had a choice,
Man. Yeah. That's
I
just
agree-
way too
I
much
agree with that.
influence. Way too much influence that ain't even going nowhere either. Nah. And that's probably that's most of the time. That's our position anyway. You know what I'm saying? We gotta
I
give you a
blame
little,
rap. I'm just playing.
give you a little more direction, baby. Damn.
More direction. More direction.
Y'all want to
Regardless.
Irregardless.
Irregardless, it's complex.
I do want to see some videos though. I want to do a follow up.
Wow.
I bet you the OnlyFans probably for
Look,
the
he's
low
enticed.
too.
He's enticed.
Yeah.
He's enticed.
They should probably $5.99.
He's like, I mean,
crazy.
At least.
oh, trust me. Oh, they making money. That video alone,
yeah.
like, trust me. As much as we talking about this shit, it's other niggas.
Oh no, they were already on
gonna be all in.
TLC with that. They were on a syndicated program.
Yeah.
Oh shit, please. They should have blowing up. They should have blown up. You know, them truck drivers was looking for that shit quick.
He said truck drivers.
Yeah, he always
Damn.
said truck drivers.
Cause they have the most time alone. I feel like that, dog. I
He
really
always
feel
saying
like
truck
that.
drivers.
These niggas be just posted up in the whip. I'm telling you, they get
when
bored.
I post that like
on them
Utah
long trips.
conspiracy, feels like, oh, were they truck drivers?
Because they always out here. They're out here all hours, dog. All hours. You'll see an 18-wheeler at 4 a.m, midnight. You can go out right now, see that shit. They're always on the road. I'm telling you. And they always got some shit. They always got some shit to do with some shit. Bank drops, drug trafficking, shit. Kids
Sex
trap, women
trafficking.
trap, all the trafficking shit, everything, smuggling, crops, cattle, everything, man.
Okay, well, I got a truck driver
Some nigga
question.
just-
MP. I got a truck driver question.
Go ahead.
All right, fuck it. What is something racist people say that they don't think is racist, but they like spew it out as a truck driver?
Anything with the comment, anything with the notion of fried chicken is racist.
I just ate fried chicken today for the first time.
Anything with the notion of it.
Long time.
Nigga, fried chicken is fire, nigga. What you talking
I know,
about?
but if you, I know it's
All the
fire,
way
but
back.
like, I feel like sometimes that shit just gets taken out of context. Maybe it's me. Maybe that's what I'm saying. These shows be doing that to me,
if
man.
you go like in Popeye's drive-through
Nigga.
line, like right now, how many
Bruh.
people will be? I got some fried chicken right.
What the hell?
Everybody,
You know-
but everybody like fried chicken, bruh. Nobody,
Everybody love
everybody like fried chicken, bruh. I don't know why they be sticking at the black. Everybody
Yeah.
loves fried chicken.
Just like
Yeah,
the watermelon shit.
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Nigga, you go to Popeyes, you
you
gonna see every demographic in that joint. You gonna see every demographic.
Hell
in
yeah,
Popeyes.
especially
Like,
Tuesday they got the $2 deal. That leg and the thigh, $2. You can't beat that. It's $2. Can't beat it.
I hate.
So they
I
got
hate when,
motherfucking Korean fried chicken, nigga.
right.
Right.
Oh, those wings? Yeah, the
We
wings
call
are
it
good.
banchan.
Mm-hmm.
You know how like when people say they don't see color.
Oh yeah, that's
I hate
That's a
that
good one.
I
Yeah,
hate
scratch
that.
mine.
Yeah, give
Scratch mine. That's
Yeah,
I
a
don't
good
see
one.
color.
Are you
What you mean,
colorblind?
nigga?
You crazy?
Because if you're saying that you don't see color, that means that you're failing to recognize the struggle. Technically, it's like you don't want to see it, you know.
Okay.
Or sometimes when they say that, you know what I'm saying, there's no need to worry about the police if you aren't doing anything illegal.
Nah, they'll come
What did
harass
you
you,
do?
bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, you shouldn't
Please.
have anything to worry about if you know what I'm saying. Like, no, nigga. First of all, I shouldn't be getting pulled over because
I got pulled
Because
over.
anything.
I got pulled over the other day.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I don't worry about the police. Right? I'm sorry, guys. I don't worry about the police. I'm not gonna. I don't
even
be
invite
like,
that
oh, they're
energy.
about to get me. I just don't.
You're right.
I don't think.
I
it.
mean,
I just don't think the shit. Not
I
not saying that it can't happen. I don't worry. I don't worry about
Right. You don't put the energy towards it.
When I was younger, yeah, but
Yeah, exactly.
That shit definitely happens though.
Yeah.
And they be letting that shit know.
It does, of course,
Yeah.
of course. It
I
happens.
got endless
now if I'm going to go
encounters.
get the pack, now if I'm going to go get the pack, yeah, I'm worried about all these.
Shut up.
Shut your ass up. I don't like. Hey, but look, that be
stupid.
the reason why niggas be like that.
No, I be going to work and then just I be getting pulled over.
I know, and that's what I mean. And it's profiling. It's probably the whip. You know, they always got the cars, the list of cars they always want to mess with, the tinted windows.
Yeah.
You
Back
riding?
in the day,
excuse.
back in the day, I had a motherfucker tell me.
What you riding in? What you riding? You riding on?
No, he told me I was in Riverdale. He said you ride around here in the Grand Marquis,
Yeah,
in
and
and out.
then they get called. Go ahead.
I'm gonna pull you over every time.
Yeah.
He told me that. He told
That
me
was me. That was
That's the exact reason. That's the exact reason why my mom told me not to get one of those cars. Though she was like, "You looking hot being black riding in one of them joints."
Yeah.
So they, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know.
yeah.
But then,
yeah,
you know,
but still, like, why
Yeah.
can't I ride in the same car y'all riding? Y'all
That
ride in
too.
the same car?
because the niggas who ride in those cars have a tendency to be the ones who they be catching. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it if the niggas who have a tendency to drive those cars is hot. Think about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. Let's be real. We got to be accountable, bro. We got to be
You got a
accountable.
point.
That's where growth comes from. We got to be accountable. We got to be accountable. But not as far as racism and shit like that. I mean, what do y'all think? What's something that like people just say like just you know, just fly off the mouth and don't even think they saying nothing racist? I'll say like if motherfucker be like, you're well spoken and shit. Like if somebody say you're well spoken, is like, why does that surprise you? You know what I'm saying? I think
Yeah.
that's definitely
Right.
one thing that I've heard before.
I feel
You know
like
what I'm saying? It's like, why
When
you
they say
so
like your
surprised?
hair,
Yeah,
I
I
was
think
gonna
that's a
say the
female
touching
thing.
of
Can I
hair.
touch your hair?
your
the
hair.
touching of hair, yeah,
Yeah.
for real. I think that's a little that's off limits because you in my space too. You interrupting my square shit.
That's
Like, for real, you in my square. You on my square now. Touch.
With the well spoken though, I was like, but well, maybe they ain't been around people that actually speak well.
Isn't that kind of both ways though? Don't black people say that shit too? Oh, you speak
they
in white.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that used to be a thing.
But I
That used to
know,
be a
but that's
big
like
thing.
an insult. But when niggas say that, that's an insult. I remember, yeah, but that's like an insult though when niggas be saying that shit.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
You know what I'm saying? I don't
It
think
is.
niggas be meaning it like in a positive way when they say that shit.
Nah, I feel like they trying to bring you down when they
But
say
nigga,
some
you
shit like
sound
that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But damn, well, since we're on the topic, I mean, the racist thing, do we as black people, do we stereotype each other? You know what I'm saying? Since we on the
Yes.
topic, we kind of went there. We
Yeah.
definitely went there, so.
Yeah,
I think we
absolutely.
disrespect each other the most.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
what they call
I agree with that too,
colorism.
man.
Look at that.
It's like that. I agree, Corey. It's like that. The thing is like you kind of see niggas like your cousin, so it'll be like, I know you familiar. You kind of feel like it's like you can say whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? It's like that type of shit.
No, that's true. Still, race is just everywhere now. Sensitive. There's like so many categories. Like now it's Pride Month too.
So is that knowing you, or is it just?
It says Pride. I just thought that was random. Wait.
It is. I just thought about that today though. I'm just like, dang, every month is like something.
It is something though.
For real. Like, yeah, I was
Right.
just, like I'll be drained from that shit.
Is it knowing you?
But he's not lying. It's like constant.
Yeah, because it's
some new
like
shit every month.
it's just like people like now like these brands and these motherfuckers are like trying just taking the opportunity to like boost their shit and incorporate it with the stuff that's going on in like the community and society.
Yep.
Like because these motherfuckers have lost touch.
Now
for
you're
real.
right.
So now, so now they're like trying to like get back in, but they oversaturate that shit, and it's like not even. It's to the point. It's not even like you're numb to this shit. So it's like I don't even like. There's no influence behind it for real. Everybody's just doing it to be popular. Like that's what I mean by that shit. By seeing it all the time and stuff, because it's like when you see something all the time, it doesn't even like have that much importance to you because like you numb. Like I said, you numb to it. You see it all the fucking time. Like if you see stuff in spurts or like in like different segments after a certain period of time, when you have some growth, you like analyze and dissect shit differently. Like you learn, like you become, you know what I mean? That's how you gain like more wisdom. Like if you just getting programmed with this shit all the time, it's like really, like I said, that shit's draining to me. No offense, no offense to that community or nothing. Yeah, no offense to that community either, but it's just like.
Here's the question: like even when we talking about like racism and shit, and I don't even mean this to be racist, but I'll say like Corey was saying earlier, I guess racialism. You know what I'm saying? So do you think like because I've experienced this before? It's like. Have you ever gone to like the Christmas party at work or something? And you might not be dancing, partying, socializing, and it's like it's other quiet niggas in the room. But for some reason, when the black guy's not partying, it's like, what's up with this guy? You know what I'm saying? It's like, why are you not doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like it seems to stand out more when the black guy's not participating.
You're right.
Like, it be other quiet niggas in there, but when you ain't doing it, it be like kind of like looking at you like, why are you not entertaining? It's almost like they expect you to be entertaining. And when you don't entertain, it's like niggas look at you like something wrong with you.
I feel like a lot of those people, like a lot of people accept shit after black people do that shit. So it's almost like the confirmation of a black person's fucking with you and he bobbing his head, oh damn, that party was official, blah, blah, blah. That beat was official, that track.
That's true though.
If niggas don't confirm
you know what I'm
it,
talking about though, right?
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah. Oh please.
Yeah.
I know exactly. Like I'll be the only black person sometimes in some of these spots. So it's like, oh
in Colorado.
that he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. We gotta do more. What does he want? Like it's almost like that. It's almost like they want to impress you on some type of level to where it's like confirmation for them, like, you know what, we did good tonight, man. He liked the party, blah blah blah. So I definitely feel
that's real shit.
Yeah,
that's real shit. I remember one Christmas party I went to, and it was kind of dead in that joint. And this one older white guy turned to me He was like, "Come on, Marcus, get the party started." I was like, "Why the fuck? That's my job." Like everybody else, like he was literally like looking at me like, "Nigga, do something." Like I was like, I didn't know that was my job. Like I'm just here.
Hey, so
chilling. Like I didn't know that was my job. But,
what's that movie with Lakeith Stanfield when he was with the horse people and shit, the horse steroid people? What's that joint called? Remember? Oh man, Lakeith Stanfield. Remember he turned into like the horse and shit.
Sorry for interrupting or some shit like that.
There you go. Yeah, sorry for it. When he was working that job, he was working like the agency job at first and shit. He's on the phone and he got promoted and shit. Anyway, you need to watch that because it's subliminal. That's what I mean. It's like it sounds crazy, but if you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But no, like it's a part in the movie where they're at a party and shit and it's dead. Everybody looks at him because he's the only black dude, and they want him to freestyle. You know what I'm saying? They're like, go ahead. We want you to freestyle, get the party going, just like you said. And then like, but it's like a complex, like he's a conscious ass dude. So like, in his reaction, he's just on the mic like nigga shit, nigga shit, nigga shit, nigga shit. And they're just repeating it. But it's like that's the whole point of that shit subliminally. It's like whatever I say or do right now, y'all will be influenced by that shit and do whatever I show you because you want me to, you know what I mean? Like you want my energy to connect with y'all like that on that level. So it's like whatever I do, you gonna fuck with it because I'm black and y'all already wanted that influence from me. That's what I'm saying. Look, watch that movie. Watch that movie. Real talk. I like that movie too. Very good movie. Very good movie.
I'm gonna watch that shit.
Yeah, watch that shit.
Watch that shit.
It's like
a good topic.
I know. I said you turned it
for real.
You got to see the whole thing though. It's crazy. Yeah, but it's like some sheep type shit. It's like when you see like the shit that he goes to, and then at the end you'll be like, damn, he shouldn't like. It's real world shit.
Sorry to bother you. That shit was good.
Yeah, sorry to bother you. Lakeith.
Come on.
Thoughts on eliminating the pandemic. Thoughts on eliminating the pandemic unemployment benefits, guys. What do y'all think about that?
Goddamn.
Good. If I ain't getting it, nobody can get it.
Shit. I got get time. Work.
Yeah.
But I guess you think you basically they're trying to get niggas back to work though, because there's a lot of niggas out here that was taking advantage of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
They was getting paid more.
Getting paid more money than they was getting paid working.
Exactly.
But how you gonna motivate those type of niggas to go back to work though? How you gonna motivate them to go back to work? People that's getting paid more doing less. You know what I'm saying?
I think those are the scariest ones because like who's to say they were even applying themselves during this whole time? There's motherfuckers that was just getting money, like
most likely wasn't.
Yeah, tricking it off and not even like elevating themselves or anything. So they about to go through this world of the same. Yeah, exactly. Nobody built themselves, so I can already see like that being a terrible reaction. Then they're gonna be getting paid less because these people are getting paid more, like being on unemployment. And they're not even gonna have the same freedoms, like working from home. Like it's gonna be motherfuckers on you now. So
I was hot about this shit. I was hot. I
wish I could have took advantage of it, man. I wish I could have took advantage of that right there specifically, unemployment. Like I wish, but.
They giving out the checks, boy. I've been on unemployment before. They was giving out like $400.
Right.
Like $1,400, $1,500.
Nah, it'd be like the 4 plus the 6 now.
Yep, and they had the bonuses and all that.
They don't
per week though. Per week.
Yeah,
per week. That's more than a lot. That's more than a lot of niggas making at their job.
And it's like you didn't even have to apply for jobs and shit because you couldn't work nowhere else. So it was just like, oh, I'm about to just get a bag every week.
Yeah, hey man. I want to bring on a scammer.
Bring them on.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
In the next couple of weeks. Yeah, you can blur out your face. I want to bring on a scammer.
Yeah. Like that dark world shit.
Yeah. Everybody getting their hustle on. I want to bring a scammer on.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk to somebody about that Cash App shit, that dark web shit. How they be flipping them credit cards. I've seen like all you need is the little strip, like all that. Like I want a real motherfucker on here. Yeah.
I saved the jump to our Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The Cash App.
That's like I was watching Vice. That's like
all you need is a chip.
that whole scam world is like number 2 behind marijuana sales for real. Like that's like that's where the money is. It's crazy. Nothing's over marijuana though. Nothing.
Not a thing. And I want to have. We got a lot of shit coming up.
Yeah.
As you've seen last week, we asked about who knows a surgeon. We brought a surgeon. Yeah, we do this.
Oh yeah, we got some big things coming up.
We do this.
Shout out Doc again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great look.
Good look,
Yeah, I know. For real. And yeah, especially just being a black doctor, just you know what I'm saying?
I can't wait
It's
to see him again.
It's good to see.
He did the damn thing.
Yeah.
We come on with y'all like last minute too.
Yeah. No, y'all gonna.
Well,
y'all
speaking
gonna
of being distinguished, what language would you want to know fluently if you could, and why? I guess that was a bad transition. I should have timed that.
that was good.
That was good.
All right.
I wouldn't say Spanish. I would say like Chinese now because like I think we're gonna be.
That's
like,
what I was gonna say.
In the near future, we're gonna be overtaken by the Chinese and
It's happening now.
Yeah,
that's the direction we're going in.
Yeah, you know that they're trying to make them a new race.
It's just so difficult to like learn that shit. Like it's
your tongue.
It's not like
it's one of the hardest languages.
If that Age and Protection Act ain't let you know what direction we going in, y'all niggas better learn some Chinese.
Yeah, bro.
You see,
like ASAP.
Did you see John Cena?
That Age and Protection Act let you know the direction we going in, bro.
Yeah.
You see John Cena apologize to them?
Man.
Oh no, I ain't see that shit. What did he say? What happened?
For what?
He apologized for like no good reason.
Yeah. But even
what
still,
do you say though?
Exactly. He apologized in Mandarin, like
Shut up.
In Mandarin.
Wait, he apologized in Mandarin? The nigga apologized in their language. You serious?
He's about to be on the same track as The Rock for real. Like I already see that shit. How they move
exactly, but see this. You got to look at shit from a symbolic perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Like John Cena is an American hero, quote unquote. The way he looks, big, strong, white dude, and this nigga apologizing to some niggas in their language.
Asia.
Okay,
that
now y'all know.
Yeah.
That's all that was. Now y'all know the direction we going in, bro.
But you see how like they're buying up like a whole bunch of land and shit in Africa right now, like the Asians and stuff. That whole population, like for new trade purposes and resources, etc. So you already know they're pushing them to the forefront on that shit too. Them motherfuckers got the bread over there. It's all circulating over there right now. So.
They ain't got the bread. They got our bread.
Or that's exactly that's what I meant. That's what I meant by that. That's exactly what I meant by that. Because we ain't doing shit. We paid up for everything.
我必须说，现在在《速度与激情》中，我做很多。
Why did he do that? Because he never played like an Asian
bro,
character.
I'm telling you, this is I'm trying to tell you, bro, this is some American man bowing down shit. This is symbolic.
Yeah,
I'm trying to tell you.
It is.
That's some American man bowing down. That's what that is. That's what that is.
Caucasian butt chin too.
It's like that fake face.
That's why
that tired ass
the
look.
way he looks is this is their way of making the American hero white male bow down to China or whatever, or to the Asian. I'm telling you, that's what this is about. That's why they made John Cena be the nigga to do this because of what he represents, because of how he looks, what he represents. You know what I'm saying?
That's wild.
Niggas a
He's
white
so
American hero bowing down.
What was the mistake?
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. That's all I see. He's sorry.
He was in the Fast and the Furious.
Even his tone.
But trust me, this shit is fake though.
Oh, that's why.
Look how many thumbs down it has.
The niggas playing the role. Somebody told him to do that shit because
of course
that's their way. The China, or whatever country, they was like, nigga, we need a sacrifice, nigga. We need some, give us something to let us know that y'all serious about bowing down. All right, we'll give we'll give you the biggest, strongest white man we have.
Give us your strongest white man.
You know what I'm saying? A white man
on
you got.
camera.
Y'all see that nigga John Cena's forearms is about like the size of a football.
That motherfucker's traps is like this. That's a big ass motherfucker for real.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why
It'll be him or JJ Watt. Him or JJ Watt.
You gotta look at shit from like a spirit. You gotta, but hey, if it wasn't John Cena, JJ Watt second in line. I'm trying to tell you, you gotta look at shit from like a spiritual from a spiritual perspective, bro. Spiritually, this is a white masculine figure bowing down. Like I'm telling you, that's why he's doing that shit. He's playing his role. Like them niggas said, nah, nigga, y'all got to show us some symbolism of y'all yielding to us, and that's what the fuck he did. You know, simple as that. Right after the Asian what's it called act came in. Like, come on, bro. This shit is like America's basically. America is literally like, you know what I'm saying, giving it up. America's giving it up right now, bro.
Exactly. And I was even going to say that, like, I was a little taken back this week because you know how they passed the whole thing for Juneteenth being an official holiday. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But I was thinking about the whole Asian thing too. I'm like, yo, y'all ain't even still protecting us or no shit. I don't give a fuck about a holiday, man. Like, just like they put in that act for the Asians and everything else like that. It's like, man, they made that a sense of urgency and importance. Like, so fast that shit happened.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, I don't give a fuck about like not to say I don't give a fuck about my ancestors or nothing like that, but that's not important to me and my people. That's what I mean by that shit. Like, it's almost like they give you little crumbs. Like, all right, we just gotta hold them all for a second. Give them Juneteenth. That's what I felt like, man. It's like,
but Juneteenth, that's this shit. But bro, that shit rooted in slavery, my nigga. Like I look at us as being greater than fucking slavery. So it's like for us to celebrate some shit rooted in slavery, that's not a victory to me, nigga. Like we greater than that shit. So I don't and that's what, like that to me. That's not a victory in my mind. That's attaching us to some shit that doesn't put us in a positive light. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I don't know where I've been at, but I thought that was always a holiday. Like it's always been a holiday with my fam. Like it's never been not celebrated as something important. That's why I'm like, I didn't know it wasn't like that. Maybe because it's so limited and it happens like it's not enough to celebrate our people and shit. My people just took advantage of that as one of our things. You know what I'm saying? And we embrace that. Like I've always known about Juneteenth and shit. That's what I'm saying. Maybe it's just the way I grew up, man.
It's just like it's a trinket to me. You know what I'm saying?
It is. And that's what I mean. It's just it's a mere morsel to what we should be, you know, getting in all types of shit.
So, what language would you want to learn?
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say
China. I say China. Chinese, bro.
Yeah. It seemed like the most difficult. So, yeah.
Bro,
if I could wake up tomorrow, and learn a language, because like Spanish is like I can like. Because I've been to Mexico, you know, several times. Like I can hang a little bit, but like Chinese,
it's close to English. Like, it's close.
Yeah, it's so
whole
on opposite than Chinese. Yeah, it's so opposite. So like
English, if I can wake up tomorrow, like Latin, English and
Okay.
If I wake up tomorrow and learn a language, it'll be Chinese. Even though like Italian is player, French is player.
But yeah, like you said, the investments and shit.
It's player.
Yeah. Nigga, if you learn Chinese, you could probably add a 0 to your salary. You know what I'm saying? Like just because of how much business that be going. You know what I'm saying? You can add a couple zeros to your salary because you know how much business going back and forth between America and China. So if you actually can speak the language and communicate with them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you an American
teaching English or something.
You definitely that's a great little mark to have on your resume for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So China's powerful, bro. Like learning that language. Yeah,
man, their advancements in tech and shit too is like crazy. So it's like everything
the craziest shit. You know, like I used to work with this dude, and he was Albanian, right? But he learned like Italian. He learned English, but you know how you learn like these languages?
TV,
huh?
TV.
Nah, he used to watch like Next Friday, like religiously, and then switch the language. So like he watched Next Friday religiously, and then switch to the English.
Okay, you know, like
switch to the Italian.
Yeah, they be like they be watch movies or listen to music.
That's what I'm saying. Like he used to like religiously like the one-liners, like and Friday be like he's like, what's wrong? Jealous? Like shit like that. We used to switch like the you know the language on those like Netflix and shit. You can switch languages on the shit.
Oh, that's true. The subtitles and stuff too.
I think I'm gonna do that shit now.
that's the best way. I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a movie that you're already familiar with,
Yeah.
like front to back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple I could probably fuck with too, actually.
Yeah. So front to back. Some shit.
Yep.
Already
What
know.
the fuck?
Yep.
But I will say the translations ain't all the way there, but you get
At least it's like conversational.
Yeah, at least you can, as long as you can chop it up, shit. That's it.
Mhm.
Couple words here or there.
But yeah, this is the Flight Room Podcast. We can get up out of here. We ain't gonna let
watch
you know.
the replay.
Yeah, we can watch replay. We had Dr.
Hey,
Bruce on.
another thank you to Dr. Bruce Rivers.
Yeah,
man.
Dr.
That was,
Bruce. That's
probably my favorite guest.
Super,
Yeah,
super
yeah.
insightful.
Yeah.
Yeah, super insightful.
Very
super-
charismatic.
charismatic.
Yeah, cool.
Very player.
I can tell he got some good ass stories.
Excellent. Yeah.
I know.
And he's one of us. HBCU, Howard, HU, the real HU, Howard Homecoming, all that. Mumbo sauce on the wings
And on the side.
and on the side. But yeah, stay tuned. We're gonna do overtime live after this. And I think we're gonna talk about this because we ain't talking about this shit. The whole New York City school, that private school that's talking about masturbation for elementary school kids. It's kind of trifling. But
Yeah, let's get into it, man.
Yeah, these are the people that, you know what I mean, that's making the rules now. So yeah, we gotta address this shit. We gotta let motherfuckers know this shit is not cool. So yeah, False in Overtime, Flight Room TV. New logos coming soon, new t-shirts, new hoodies, new leggings, new socks, all that shit.
We revamping, y'all. It's about to be a problem out here. It's about to be real serious out here.
So we about to start doing
commercials, all that shit. Yep.
It's coming together.
Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Like and motherfucking subscribe right now.
Right now. Like and subscribe.
Go ahead and do that shit right now.
Send the text.
Stop playing.
Hit the share button. Send it out.
Yeah.
Send it to your mother. Send it to your sister, your auntie. Especially they look like the
And thank y'all for the comments too. Everybody that's been tuning in live. Y'all been
They made a fan. They made a fan. They made a fan in this room, though.
Y'all try.
Yeah, we judging, but I don't mean niggas ain't looking.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I gotta see some content. See what they doing. I see what they're doing.
I'm trying to get some content.
Read in between that fine print.
For real, you know what I thought of?
That about what your time spent.
I bet you if we reach out, they do an interview. They do an interview.
Hey, okay, yeah.
I thought about that shit.
Yeah.
I
gotta know.
I do too. I'm curious. I've never seen nothing like that.
I gotta know.
Yeah,
Thank
because
y'all.
it's deeper than the surface too.
Yeah. Thank y'all for hanging out. Yep.
Flight Room TV.
Go ahead, of course.
Episode 60.
Thank you, M. Ciao, man.